Good afternoon. Welcome to our live stream. I am Jen from English with Jen. You can find my account right here. I hope that's working. So I teach more. It's kind of like I offer you conversation English. I offer you the opportunity to use English in the way that you, hold on, let me move this way. So somewhere in the middle, so that you have the chance to use English when you don't really have an opportunity. So to have a community, to learn new idioms, vocabulary, phrasal verbs. Every week we have a new topic. Our topic today is actually Thanksgiving, which is appropriate because tomorrow is Thanksgiving in the United States. I have to say it's one of my favorite holidays. It's nice. There are no presents involved. So let's get our party started here. I'm not sure who all is here. I already see that 6 people are here. That's awesome. Turning on the, hey, Natalia, see that you're here. Yuki, okay. You're here when you're here. I hope you have a safe trip home. And let me turn off this banner. If you don't already follow my account, it's right there. English with Jen 123. And this is where you can join me weekly to improve your English. So let me throw up my first banner for today. Here we go. So have you ever heard of Thanksgiving? And have you heard of Thanksgiving before? And what do you know about it? So let's do like a nice little brainstorming activity. Anything that you can think of. Hello, Karina. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to you too. So what do you know about it? Anything that you can think of, or you can say, you know what? I don't know a darn tootin' thing. That's why I'm here. Hey, Kaluna, nice to see you. Welcome, welcome. So what can you tell me? Anything that you know about Thanksgiving, the first thing that you think of when you hear the word Thanksgiving or you hear about the holiday? Maybe you have an association with it, maybe you don't. So I would love to hear what you already know. If you don't know anything, that's perfect because I am going to give you vocabulary, the history, other words, other phrases, idioms that go with it. We have a true or false quiz today. We have a wonderful, exercise today. I only know they serve turkey. Exactly, Kaluna. Okay. And can anybody tell me why we celebrate Thanksgiving? What is it about? Why do we do this? What do you think happens? Anything that you have? And if you don't have anything to offer, no stress. Like I said, you're going to learn about it today. Hello, Michaela, sweetie. Welcome. What do you know about Thanksgiving? This is our first question of the day. Have you ever heard of Thanksgiving? What do you know about it? Anything that you can think of. Otherwise, I'm going to hop into a nice list of vocabulary words, and then we will apply them to a story with the history of Thanksgiving. Hello, Anna, dear. Hello to you in Argentina. I need to write that down. I don't think that I have it. Yeah, I do. I have you, Anna, in Argentina. I have a little list because sometimes, for some reason, I can't remember where people are from. And Anna, you're on my list, Argentina. 1620, a colony from England landed on the west coast of the USA. Okay. Michaela, it looks like you know some stuff here. Giving thanks for the blessings of the harvest and of the preceding year harvest festival. Absolutely, totally. Hey, Lorena, dear, welcome. Yeah, so exactly. So somebody said, I think Kaluna, you said you eat turkey. Absolutely. It has to do with the Pilgrims. Those are the people that settled there. They're called the Pilgrims. Pilgrims. I will pop that up. They had a lot of problems, no housing, no food. Exactly. Pilgrims. There you go. Oh, yeah, appreciate it. Yes. Okay. Many of them died. Exactly. So the first settlers that European settlers, one has to be exact about this. I think it's very important. The first European settlers to settle onto the northern hemisphere, or not northern hemisphere, the North America. I guess it wasn't North America back then. But anyway, in that area of land, I'm just going to get myself so canceled. So hang in there with me. Let's watch me just roll around in this. They couldn't grow things. They came probably at a time when maybe they didn't have time to settle and to build houses, and that it was a harsh winter. Thanksgiving Day is celebrated in the USA. It's the best celebration. Karina, have you ever gotten to celebrate it? Traditional dish, roasted turkey, absolutely. So turkey, and the President of the United States, every year he pardons a turkey. So to pardon something is when you give it sort of forgiveness. So if you, like, sometimes when somebody sneezes, they say, pardon me, excuse me. So you excuse someone. And in this case, to pardon is that you allow them to be free. So every year, the President of the United States, he pardons a turkey, so its life is saved. Poor other turkeys, I don't know. Yes, so yeah, so some people know some stuff about Thanksgiving, some people not. Hey, Yelena, darling. It was established when first citizens came from Europe and Native Americans helped them to find food, etc. It was established to say thank you to the Native Americans and invite them to share the meal with them. Absolutely. In my country, we have no such celebration. Yeah, in Germany, we have actually we have this thing called Erntedankfest, like to be thankful for the harvest. But you don't really do very much, not that I know of. I'm not sure. It is celebrated on the fourth Thursday of every November. Absolutely, Karina. 1 year later, when they decided to celebrate, they survived thanks to the Native Americans. Exactly. Unfortunately, that did not go so well for the Native Americans. The gratitude did not extend for so much longer. That's another story for another day, though. But anyway, this is a really nice holiday. Hello, Nicholas. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. So let's take a look at a list of some vocabulary words, and these will be incorporated into our story. And some of you have asked me on Instagram, sent me a nice little DM for stories, and you're always more than welcome to do that. It's hard to contact me here on YouTube, I find. I don't like that about YouTube. You don't really have this touch with your community like you do on Instagram. So if you are somebody who would like to have the story, then please let me know. No problem. All right, let's pull up our first slide. You're right about the Native Americans. Yes, yeah, it doesn't have a happy ending, unfortunately. Yes, unfortunately. All right, but it's still a nice holiday. The intention is actually good. Maybe at some point we in the United States will right our wrong in some form or fashion. Michaela and Nicholas, I see that you're on the long format. If this is too small, you're more than welcome to hop out. There's a second thumbnail that you can get into. YouTube has a new type of live stream. Live, like a stream. Exactly, it does. Terry, I think that's you. Welcome. So yeah, here are this is our first list of vocab words. We have harvest, feast, harsh, shortages, fertilizer, fowl, and venison. So, all right, nice list. I'm going to guess that at least probably 4 or 5 of these you already know. Maybe some of the other ones are new. Let's go through the definitions right quickly. We have a severe or rough in nature. We have B, meat from a deer. C, bird, like turkey or chicken. You see F. So hop out, dear, and click on the other thumbnail. Did you hop on this link? I think it's the second link. I think it is. When you go to my account, then yeah, I'm trusting this because I get a lot more people to see this. This is why I'm doing this. So Terry, Michaela, Nicholas, if you want to see more than just like a little tiny version of all of this, hop out and jump into the other one. I think I'm going to ditch this. It's really silly. Okay, so nobody sees my stuff. It's fine. Whatever. Yeah, so I think a lot of people have done that. Good. Yes. So hop out, hop into the other side. So D, something added to soil to help plants grow. E, the gathering of crops. F, lack of something, not enough supply. And G, a large meal, often for celebration. Okay, so number one, Terry has already said that one, he says, is E. Who else thinks that one is E? A harvest, to harvest something, harvest. What? Tell me. Kaluna's going with E as well. Thank you for answering. Natalia's got E for me. Okay. All right, so one is E, absolutely. So to harvest something or a harvest, it can be a noun, you can harvest something, or it can be a harvest. It can be a noun or a verb. Sorry, I mixed that up. So number one, E, is absolutely the gathering of crops. So when the growth, what am I saying? When everything is grown and it's time to harvest it, time to gather it and to be able to eat it, then you harvest it. Number two, feast. That should be a very easy one. A feast. What can you tell me which works best with feast? Kalina's going with G. Okay. Natalia's going with G, Lorena's going with G. Okay, we'll go through some of these kind of quickly. They're kind of easy. We've had these before. So exactly, Karina. Two is G, a large meal, often for celebration. You can have a giant feast. When I hear the word feast, I always think of like Thanksgiving, but actually more like the Middle Ages, where people just have these big chicken legs and and just slop food on. And I don't know why. For me, that comes into my head with feast, but doesn't have to be. It can be a Thanksgiving feast as well. Number three, harsh. Okay, curious to know how many of you know this. Terry's going with three is A, harsh. And we use this word in a lot of different contexts. Okay, Kaluna's going with three is F. Yelena, one is E, dear. Or I think you meant three. Natalia's saying A as well. So for those of you who guessed A, you are correct. Three, harsh, is severe or rough in nature. So you can have a harsh winter. That means it's really cold, it's miserable, it's difficult to survive. Some people can have a harsh character. If they say something and it's very direct, then it can kind of hurt you. So you can have a harsh character. So you can use this for a person. You can use this also in regards to weather, to anything that is really sort of hard in a way is harsh. Number four, my dears, shortages. What can you tell me about that? Terry's going with F. All right, cool. Looks good. Kaluna's going with F. Natalia's going with F. Okay, yeah. So shortages, F. A lack of something, not enough supply. When you don't have enough, and Michaela, you already mentioned that when the settlers first came to America, then they did not have enough. They had shortages, and they needed the Native Americans to help them out. All right, then let's see. Number five, what can you tell me for fertilizer? Fertilizer. What works best with number five? Fertilizer. Natalia's going with D. Lorena's going with D. We'll go through this fast. Yeah, D. All right, fertilizer is D, something added to soil to help plants grow better. All right, number 6 and number 7. So what is number 6? Foul. Foul. And the pronunciation of this is so unfair because if you look at like bowl, what you eat soup out of, you'd say bowl and you don't say full. Here you say fowl, fowl, like cow, fowl. All right, so 5D, yes. And 6, we have some C's coming in. Exactly. So 6C, fowl, is bird like turkey or chicken. So let's, you can say poultry, you can say fowl. And last but not least, venison then is B, meat from a deer. Meat from a deer. So who has tried venison? Can anybody tell me, have you ever tried venison? And if you're a vegetarian, I apologize, but this is a conversation class. So I'm just trying to make conversation, and you could say, no, I'm a vegetarian, I would never eat that. So practice your English however you like. Have you ever tried venison? I have tried venison, I have, and it's, yeah, kind of tasty. Sorry. Have you ever tried venison just to be able to? I have never, but my husband has in Finland. Okay. Yeah, I can imagine they eat a lot of venison in Finland. That kind of makes sense. I imagine they have a lot of deer in Finland. All right. So let's see. If anybody else would like to answer that question, be my guest. If not, no problem. I'm going to read a story now with these words: harvest, feast, harsh, shortage, fertilizer, fowl, and venison. These are all in our story, so let's go. In 1621, the Pilgrims in Plymouth, Massachusetts, held a 3-day feast to celebrate their first successful harvest in the New World. The Pilgrims were English settlers who had faced a harsh winter with food shortages and sickness. They survived with the help of and I wanted to look up how to pronounce this name exactly. Wampanoag, I think. Wampanoag. I don't know. Something like that. People. Okay. It's a native tribe in the United States. Wampanoag, I think, or Wampanoag. We'll have to look it up. Who taught them local farming skills such as planting corn, using fish as fertilizer, and identifying safe plants. To show appreciation, the Pilgrims invited the Wampanoag, including their leader, Massasoit, I think, to join the celebration. Together, they shared food such as corn, wild fowl, and venison, played games, and exchanged knowledge. Although this event was not called Thanksgiving at the time, it later became remembered as the first Thanksgiving. Today, the story symbolizes cooperation and gratitude, although it reminds us of the complex and difficult history between Native Americans and European settlers. So this is what we've got as our story. So let's see, how much of it do you understand? How much did you understand? So hello, Canny Wood, welcome on board. How much of the story did you understand? Yelena, you've tried venison before. Terry, you said you would try it, but you've never. Natalia, awesome, 100%, very cool. What was something that stood out to you in our story? What can you tell me? What sort of information could you explain or tell? Hey, Yuki, darling, you made it. Nice, wonderful. I have on your earrings. Thank you for sending them to me. All right, 80%. Okay, good, Karina. Maybe you can tell me some things that you understood. All of it, super, Terry. Happy for you. What happened in our story? What can you say? I am Nigerian. Can I take you as my friend? I'm friends with everyone. You're more than welcome to join our community. This is our English language class. I'm here every Tuesday and Wednesday to offer you the chance to be part of this lovely community. So come and share your thoughts and join our lessons. So Yuki, I don't know if you heard the whole story. I will read it again just in case, because maybe you came halfway through the story. If anybody would like to explain anything that happened in the story, then you're more than welcome to do so. Yeah, so 1621, Pilgrims in Plymouth. Looks so good. Oh, thank you. I love them. They're very pretty. And they're light. They're very light. I usually have earrings where, like, my head is falling down to the ground. So yeah, let's see. So I don't have a WhatsApp group, dear. Sorry. I am definitely reading it again, Yuki, no problem. 80%. I do, Kenny, I do all of my teaching here on social media. I offer lessons for free, and I don't really do things outside of social media. So 80%, all right, Yelena. Okay, good. So maybe for those of you that didn't understand 100%, when you listen again, try to listen and see what was the thing that kind of stopped you. I mean, 80% is already an amazing amount to know and to understand. But just for the sake of, yeah, being sort of scientific about it. All right, here we go. Here's our story again, a little bit faster. In 1621, the Pilgrims in Plymouth, Massachusetts, held a 3-day feast to celebrate their first successful harvest in the New World. The Pilgrims were English settlers who had faced a harsh winter with food shortages and sickness. I can imagine many of them passed away during that time. They survived with the help of the Wampanoag people who taught them local farming skills, such as planting corn. I think corn was new to the Europeans, and using fish as a fertilizer and identifying safe plants. To show appreciation, the Pilgrims invited the Wampanoag, including their leader, Massasoit, to exchange knowledge. Although this event was not called Thanksgiving at the time, it later became remembered as the first Thanksgiving. Today, the story symbolizes cooperation, gratitude, although it reminds us of the complex and difficult history between Native Americans and European settlers. All right, so I think that Yelena has written something for me here. Hold on, let me take a look. Move over here. Or no, it was Natalia. About surviving of the European pilgrims with the help of local North American natives. The celebration was a symbol of gratitude. Exactly, Natalia. Let's see. It is the history of the first Thanksgiving. Okay, you're on WhatsApp because I don't use YouTube much. I'm on Instagram. You can find me on Instagram. I also teach there. I can add my account if you like. And then that's where the majority of the people here have found me. English.with.Jenn. But I do all of my teaching here, just as a heads up. I don't really do a lot behind the scenes because it takes a long time for me to prepare these lessons. And so this is where I contribute my English help. Or my help in English. Also, I've read that there were 102 people, men, women, and children, and they arrived in the USA by boat after 2 months. They called their new town with some name from the town they came from. Yes, if this is Plymouth, then I think it's that. The relationship between them was of cooperation, not a conflict at the beginning. Lorena, it seems that in the beginning there was cooperation, and then more and more people came. They needed more and more territory, and yeah. So they shared the meal with the foreigners. Exactly. Okay, so my question to you is, Karina, I'm not quite sure, but it sounded a bit like you have been able to celebrate Thanksgiving. So have you ever had the chance to celebrate Thanksgiving? Maybe you were invited to someone from the States to their home. Maybe you were there as a student at that time. Maybe someone in your family has. So I'm curious to see if any of you have had the chance to study there to celebrate Thanksgiving. And then we're going to move on. While you're answering that, we will move on to true or false questions about what we just read. Let's see how much we remember. Okay. I've already forgotten. Okay. Thank goodness I have the answers. I'm the worst. All right, so here we go. Let's see. Let me pull up slide number 2. And there we have it. And I need to hop on over to the left here and so that you can see. They absorbed the knowledge from the local citizens to plant corn, to fertilize the soil, S-O-I-L, to find out medicinal herbs. Absolutely. But they thank God, not Native Americans, right? Interesting. Yeah, probably not. Probably not, because they were very religious. They might have thanked them for their help. I don't really know. It's a very good question, Michaela. You've tapped on something very interesting. All right, let's take a look. And if you want to answer my question with whether you have had the opportunity to celebrate Thanksgiving, you're more than welcome to add that into the comments. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. So number 1, the first Thanksgiving feast lasted 3 days. True or false? So what can you tell me? True or false? The first Thanksgiving Day feast was for 3 days. In the States, it's now 1 day. But do you think? Yes, I have a cousin in Miami and I celebrated Thanksgiving Day with her family. It was a lovely experience. Oh, Karina, I'm so happy you got to experience that. I absolutely love Thanksgiving. It's so nice. No presents, just eating a lot, wear stretchy pants, eat till you feel sick. Sounds kind of disgusting, but it's actually very cool. All right, so everybody's saying 1 is true, and you are absolutely correct. Number 1 is true. The first Thanksgiving feast lasted 3 days. What about with number 2? The Pilgrims had an easy first winter with plenty of food. So if you have plenty of something, then you have more than you actually need. My host family lives in Plymouth, where the Mayflower arrived. Yuki, did you get to experience Thanksgiving when you lived in the States? Natalia saying 2 is false. What else can you tell me? Super use of that word, Natalia. Shortages. They had shortages. Number 2 is absolutely false. They had shortages and they needed help. Absolutely, Lorena. Okay, so we have number 3. The Wampanoag people taught the Pilgrims important farming skills. And I really hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I meant to look it up and spaced. I forgot to do that. I think it's the Wampanoag people, I think. But in the scheme of things, I guess it's okay. All right, so number 3, we have some truths coming in. Everybody's saying true. Number 3, true, exactly. They taught the people how to farm, how to use fertilizer, and how to harvest things, how to grow corn. Number 4, what about turkey was confirmed as the main dish at the first Thanksgiving? So turkey was confirmed as the main dish. Everybody knows, let's say, that turkey was the main dish at the first Thanksgiving. What do you think? So Karina, you're correct. 3 was true, and 4 you're saying is false. Kaluna's going with false as well. All right. So yes, so turkey was not considered the first, like the turkey, or turkey was not what they ate necessarily in the first, as their first meal. They ate wild fowl, but it wasn't necessarily turkey. Could have been wild chicken, wild whatever. Okay. Then number 5, the event later became known as the first Thanksgiving. So this is what I think is interesting, because this, okay, well, we'll talk about that later. Sorry, because there's a chunk of time that happens between then and, between this first Thanksgiving and when Thanksgiving became official. So false, the turkey was not mentioned in the story. It's true. Oops, sorry, hold on. Yep, absolutely. Okay, so later on, we called this the first Thanksgiving. I'm curious about how much of this is true and how much of this is false, how much is fact and fiction. Hey, Alessio, welcome, dear. I'm very curious about that. I've just read a story, just so you know, Alessio, so if you write me later on, I will send it to you if you want it. Okay, so let's take a look at our first poll question of the day. And let's see, let me find that for you. And all right, we need number 3. And I will hop over to here so that you can see this a little bit better. Let's see. English have kind of a Thanksgiving Day. They call it Guy Fawkes Day, and they give thanks to God because he saved James I from a plot in 1605. Okay. And I wonder, yeah, is this where they eat something very strange? I want to call it scabbis, but it's not that. I can't remember what it's called. They eat something that looks really weird. I think, and they burned something in a fire. I want to say, I think maybe, I can't remember. I don't know. Help me out, like Michaela, if you can. All right. So what can you say? Yes, Yelena, absolutely. 5 was true. So which part of Thanksgiving would you enjoy the most? Okay. Would it be the food, the family time, having a day off because it's a public holiday, so you don't have to go to work, or parade or football? So this is kind of important to mention. Typically on Thanksgiving, you have the day off. And you spend it with your family. You eat a ton of food, and then you watch the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. I loved watching that parade as a kid in New York City. Incredible parade. If you want to check it out, I'll write it on. You can check it out. I'm sure there are so many videos on Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade on YouTube. I'm sure you can find YouTube videos. These rides, this parade is incredible. I don't. Okay, that's why that's twice. Okay. So Yuki's saying A and B, of course. Kalim's going with A and D. Yes, they celebrate with fireworks, bonfires, and they burn, right? The guy made with clothes and paper. So is Guy Fawkes the guy who tried to plot against, I guess that's who tried to plot about, to kill James I, maybe? You saw the Macy's Day Parade in New York? No way. Oh, I would love to. That's such a dream of mine. Absolutely. Karina, you're saying B and A, everybody works for the dinner. That's true. If you do a potluck dinner, a lot of times, B, family time and day off for Natalia. And I will write potluck dinner. Yes. Okay. Now that's coming together for me. Thank you very much, Michaela. I never really understood what that was. Okay. So potluck dinner is when you have a dinner where the host or hostess makes usually the meat, and something else, perhaps. They host everyone, but everyone else brings one dish. So someone's going to bring the corn, someone else brings the potatoes, someone brings a dessert, and you have a big, nice assortment of food. You can have a potluck dinner. Sometimes Thanksgiving is done that way, so not one person has all the work. Sometimes one person has all the work. That happens as well in my family. So when I make Thanksgiving, then dinner, then I do everything because I'm the only one who knows these things. So I end up making sweet potatoes with marshmallows, and I make the corn pudding and cranberry sauce. Peter does the turkey. I'm off with that. And I make different desserts to go with it and other things that can accompany it. A lot of people do green beans to go with Thanksgiving dinner, a green bean casserole where you take the long green beans and you put some dried onions on top and you bake it, sometimes with bacon as well. It's not a light meal. It's usually not a low-calorie meal. You usually leave the table feeling kind of sick. And actually, super interesting, they say that in turkey, there is a chemical in it that makes you tired. So when you eat turkey after a Thanksgiving dinner, you get kind of tired. You get this like, really, I've eaten too much and I just want to take a nap. So quite often the men watch football. Maybe sometimes ladies will go for a walk or go to watch a movie or so. It's a big movie night to go out and do that kind of thing. I cooked an amazing and delicious turkey for Christmas last year. Karina, that's nice. It's hard to do. You have to do a lot of babysitting. Pumpkin pie, I love pumpkin pie. And my son has started making pumpkin pie. He makes a really good pumpkin pie. I cooked Thanksgiving dinner with my host family, pecan pie, roasted turkey, and stuffing, okay? Cool use of that word, banana bread, cranberry sauce, applesauce, mashed potatoes, and I wanted to point out here, Yuki, I'm gonna pop up your comment here, because stuffing, this word stuffing. So we have, stuffing, and then we have, now I'm getting, oh my God, I don't know what's going on with my brain today. But there are two kinds of this sort of stuffing thing. There's stuffing where it goes, you take this bread mixed with chicken broth and celery and onions, sometimes chestnuts, all kinds of different things, seasonings, and you put it inside the turkey, and then you have it, and then it cooks while the turkey cooks. So it also absorbs the juices from the turkey. So delicious. Or some people do stuffing or dressing. Now the word has come to me. Dressing, which is the same concoction, but instead of putting it inside the turkey, you put that in the oven and you bake it like that. So there's two different sort of schools when it comes to Thanksgiving with that dish, either the stuffing, which is inside the turkey, or the dressing, which is on the side. Lucky them. You're so nice, Jen. Yeah, I haven't celebrated it in a while. Maybe next year. Maybe next year. All right, let's move on to slide number 4. Take a look at some questions because I want to get some responses from you to hear what you have to say. So let's see. And I will hop over to the left over here because, we're coming into holiday season, just in case you forgot. Can you imagine? Oh my gosh, it's less than a month away from Christmas. Ay. I guess if you're in Spain, then you still have some time. But yeah. Anyway, so let's see. So questions for you, and I have 4 here, but I'm only supposed to have 3. So let's see what I have done. I have no idea what's going on here. Hold on, let me scroll up, make sure that we are on the correct one. Nope, this is not the correct one. Let me try to find that one. Just to kind of keep things in order. Sorry about that. All right, let me remove this one and try to find our slide. This is going to take just a second because I don't know, this is mixed up. So I have to find which one has these questions. I don't know what happened to the slide. Maybe something has gone strange. All right, it seems that my slide has disappeared. Do you prefer? Yeah, no. Okay, anyway. So then we're going to do this. I will just read the questions. That's fine too. So do you prefer small gatherings or big gatherings? So do you like it when it's just like you and a very small amount of your family, or do you like it when it's big and loud and noisy? So big gatherings, small ones, which is your preference? I think I like big. I really like big. Big is nice. You've got a lot of action going on, so it's really wonderful. I prefer to cook with an assistant. My family could help. Yes, definitely. We'll come to that again. I'm sorry, Karina. I mixed up something. I think I might have deleted that slide somehow, but it's coming up soon. So big family gatherings, small family gatherings. Do you not like to celebrate things so much? Maybe there's that option as well. And the second thing that I would like to offer as a question is the following. Let's say that you are invited to a Thanksgiving dinner and the hostess asks you to bring a dish. So what food would you bring if you were invited to a Thanksgiving dinner? What would you like to bring? Would you like to bring a side dish? Would you like to bring a dessert? Would you like to bring maybe a salad? What is something that you would like to bring? I prefer cooking alone, but then I'm done. When I'm done, I need help. My husband's help, right? See, I like to actually, I'd rather clean than cook. I'm in that camp. I like to cook Thanksgiving. I like to cook special meals, but like every day, nah, not so much. I don't know. Yeah. So what would you like to bring if you were invited? I invite you over for Thanksgiving dinner and I say, please bring something. What would you like to bring? Would you bring a dessert, a side? Would you bring, dessert or salad? Do you have anything specific in mind that you would like to bring for a dessert or salad, Natalia? What would you bring to our dinner? And the last one, I don't like cooking, so I prefer bringing tableware and drinks. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, you can bring tableware. Maybe there are not enough plates and things like that. Finger food and desserts. Okay. So I think that you're thinking of like little hors d'oeuvres to bring in advance, maybe to eat. Okay, Yuki, sounds good. So far we have salad and dessert. Michaela's bringing tableware and some drinks. Yuki's bringing finger foods and a dessert. And so Lorena's bringing vegetables. Sounds good. If I've been invited, I would prefer to bring a salad or a dessert. Okay, so we're going to have a pretty healthy Thanksgiving, which is good. I like that. I would prefer that, to be quite frank. All right. So then let's see. And my last question to you is, do you enjoy to eat leftovers? And leftovers is the food that is left over after a meal. Leftovers is what it's called. So usually there's always so much of the turkey left. We have leftovers for like the next 6 weeks. So it's turkey pie, turkey sandwiches, turkey casserole, turkey, until you eat all of that bird. And those are called leftovers. So any food that's left over after you eat and you eat it the next day, it's like, we're having leftovers, okay? Meaning that you don't have to cook as well. Fruit's also nice. Definitely a good tiramisu. Ooh, thank you, Alessio. Homemade or other sweets, otherwise a good wine. Can't go wrong with a good wine. I am a final cleaner of the leftovers. Okay, so you're the queen of leftovers, I guess. I'm sure you somehow miraculously prepare it, Yuki, into something completely new and amazing. Yeah, I've never that creative. It's just kind of like, oh yeah, we're eating what we ate last night. Enjoy your leftovers. No, I hate eating leftovers. Right? It feels kind of, I mean, one should be grateful, right? But it somehow feels like, okay. All right. So let's see. Then let's move over to an actual slide that I do happen to have. Let me see where we are in this whole game here. All right. So let me see. I am hoping that I have my trivia question. Alone, I like to cook on my own. Okay. So let me see. We need number 5. Okay. Oh, I don't know what, somehow I think these got misordered. So let me go down and make sure. That's number 2. I don't know what happened. Maybe it didn't download. I have that sometimes. Okay, here's trivia number 1. Here we go. So here's our first trivia question about Thanksgiving. I take a lot of leftovers with my Ziploc, which I brought with my food. Okay, so Michaela hates leftovers as well. All right, so let's see. So Here's our first trivia question for today. We have two, so that we learn a little bit more. We eat leftovers for the next 2 days. Yes, we ate. So when you were I guess you mean like when you went to Thanksgiving in the United States. Yes, you eat leftovers until, like, usually people don't eat a lot of turkey in the United States. You usually eat it really like once a year because you're over it. You cannot see it anymore because of leftovers, I think. Anyway, so which U.S. Which unusual? Hold on one second. Does that say trivia number one? This is all over the place. I don't know what's going on. All right, hold on. Let me see here. Let me see. Because I think we only have 2 trivia questions. So strange. I feel like, I don't know. It feels like, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why my slides are all out of control. All right, so somehow we've gone on to 9. This is all out of order a little bit here. Let me just remove this really quickly. We'll just do this one now. Actually, sorry. Let's do this one. Okay. Sorry, I'm just clicking on things. That's never, ever a good idea. Everything is out of order. So it was going to take me a little bit of time. Yeah, I don't know why this. Okay, I'm going to tell you this trivia question. Sorry about that. I don't know what has happened. But here we go. First trivia question of the day. Which U.S. president officially declared Thanksgiving as a national holiday? So Yelena doesn't, so very few of us here that like leftovers, right? Don't usually like them here. Different salads, okay? We eat leftovers for the next 2 days. Yeah, that was that. Okay, so which US president officially declared Thanksgiving as a national holiday? Was it George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, Franklin D. Roosevelt, or Thomas Jefferson? Who do you think? Lorena's going with Abraham Lincoln. Who agrees with her? I will read the names again. Was it Washington, George Washington, the first president, Abraham Lincoln, Franklin D. Roosevelt, or Thomas Jefferson? What can you tell me? Natalia's going with Lincoln as well. And I'd like to point out the pronunciation of his name. A lot of people mess this up. The L in Lincoln, the second L, is silent. Lincoln, Lincoln. And a lot of people try to say Lincoln, but Lincoln. It's one of these words. Just trust me on it. Lincoln. Lincoln, question mark. Okay. So yeah, so Lincoln is the correct answer. Abraham Lincoln, he chose to make it an official US holiday in 1863. So this is what I find very interesting, because this supposed first Thanksgiving happened in 1621. But then, so that's like 240 years-ish. Later, Lincoln decides to make it an official holiday. So I am curious about how much of that information is actually incorrect about the first Thanksgiving, because that seems like a long time between those two things. So I don't know. Just a thought here. All right, I'm going to try to pull up a poll question. Let's see if we have that slide. I have no idea what's going on today. But I'm rolling with it. Okay, folks, sorry about this. Nope, these are so out of order. I don't know why Canva does this to me sometimes. It's really, yeah, when I download things and it decides to put them in a completely different order. All right, so we're dealing with this. What does that say? I think that's the one that we need. Yes, no. Oh, yeah, let's see, this one? No. Not that one either. Okay. Thank you, Canva. All right. So let's see. So I have another one. I'm going to read to you. So what would you prefer to do on Thanksgiving? Would you prefer to cook, to travel, to relax, or volunteer? What would you prefer to do? Cook, travel, relax, volunteer. Which one would you say that you would like to do on Thanksgiving? Would you like to be in the kitchen? Would you like to be on the road and just avoid the whole holiday? Would you like to be chilling on the sofa watching football? Or would you like to be doing things, acts of kindness for other people in your community? Travel and relax, okay? Michaela and my Italian friends, do you have a holiday sort of like Thanksgiving in your culture? Out of curiosity, let's say volunteering. Okay, that sounds good. Sounds very noble. I would say travel and relax. Okay, sounds good. I think Yuki's going to say cooking. I think she'd be in the kitchen helping out and learning all kinds of new tricks. Yeah, let's see. Anybody else want to answer this? Otherwise, we will move on to our next point. I would say travel and relax. Okay, that was that. Lincoln. Yes, Lincoln was the correct answer. I think Yelena is a little bit behind. So Christmas is like Thanksgiving. So your Christmas is like Thanksgiving. Okay. Okay. To travel and relax, but unfortunately it is the opposite cooking. Okay. Yes, absolutely cooking. Carmen, hello dear. I like to cook. Okay. So we have some cooks in the kitchen. We have some people who want to chill, some that would like to volunteer maybe. I would prefer not cooking, but I cook thinking on my family and I cook with love. Okay, so you do it out of love, but it's really not, doesn't bring you a lot of joy. Personally, a lot of joy. Okay, so now we're going to go back to that one slide that I had with 4 questions on it. That will also be something that everyone will be able to answer, I hope. I have so many that are missing. I don't know. Maybe it's I don't know what I've done. I don't know. Maybe it's me. Who knows? We don't celebrate Thanksgiving Day, but we have many food festivals and religious holidays. Okay, thanks for sharing. All right, so what can you tell me here? Question number 1, some of you have already answered this. Do you prefer cooking alone or with other people? Why? And, if you want to move on to number 2, not a problem. Like I said, some of you have already answered this. Do you prefer traveling to visiting family traveling or visiting family to visiting family or exploring new places? Which one do you prefer? I enjoy cooking alone. It's hard for me to concentrate. And so when I'm on my own, then I can get things done a little bit faster. If there's someone in the kitchen with me, then I talk and then I'm doing this. I'm like, did I add 3 eggs or 4? What was it? What does the recipe say? So I get very distracted. So it's better if we want to eat on time if I cook alone. But it's nice to have someone in the kitchen with you. So I don't know. I mean, for the vibes, it's like Christmas time. Okay. So do you prefer to travel or to visit family? Do you like exploring new places? And this is basically during the holidays. So some people really love most people, I think, probably really enjoy being with family over the holidays. And some people just kind of want to escape, hide, just don't want to deal. I cook alone, although I think I am the worst cook in the world. Oh, Lorena, sweetie, I don't know. I might take that title from you. I might have to have that crown on my head. To travel. Okay. So you prefer to travel, just escape, get away. Sometimes some of us have complicated families and these family time situations can be really complicated. So sometimes it's not enjoyable. It's just a matter of being told certain things. Sometimes family can be very inappropriate. And you have the one aunt that constantly has to ask you when you're getting married or when you're having a baby or when you're going to lose weight or whatever it is. We are in the same position. So yes, okay, then we can share the crown. I am totally willing. I can have it Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And you can have it the other days. It's totally fine. All right. What about number 3? What challenges come with traveling during the holiday season? I think this is kind of interesting. What challenges what do you have when you travel during this time of year? I prefer cooking by myself or just with my husband. I can cook with my culinary friends, but no other person. All right. Hey, Manuel. I will go with the 4th, but it is inexplorably joined with the 3rd, traveling alone wherever place I could go to get a cheap trip, no matter the destiny. Traveling is the best investment, I think you want to say, in yourself. I super agree. You're more than welcome, Loretta. My Christmas day will change now because I have one daughter living in Chile and the other one living in Spain. So we've decided to meet each other always for Christmas in one of these countries. Oh, that's a nice plan. Okay. So either in Spain or in Chile. Nice. So which year, where are you going to be this year then? In Chile or in Spain? I prefer escaping during the holidays. Yeah, I get it. I get it. I get it. All right. So what can you tell me? I prefer exploring new places. Sure. What are some challenges that we have when we travel during the holiday season? One big challenge is when you fly, everything is expensive, right? It's high season again, and they charge you like there's no tomorrow because they can. So that's one thing. So Nicholas, thank you for your kindness. Please participate. Let us know. What are some of the challenges that come with traveling during the holiday season? What can you tell me? What are some issues? So things are expensive. Things are crowded. Being on the roads and stuff. Who are your culinary friends? I think that Yuki has a whole bunch of culinary friends. So, yeah, things are expensive, it's crowded, and packed with people. That can be very annoying. Let's take a look at also number 4. If you're writing for any of this, continue writing. We'll read it as it kind of comes. Yeah, the costs are much higher during the holidays. Booking accommodation can be sometimes impossible if you have not done it way in advance. Super One Yuki as well. What about with number 4? What volunteer activities would you be interested in trying in the future? You meant what are culinary friends? Okay, culinary is when you talk about food. So these are her friends who also enjoy cooking. Thank you. Sorry, Michaela. Whoosh, right over my head. I live in Peru, so I have amazing turkey recipes. Okay. So yeah. So culinary friends, culinary skills or cooking skills. So culinary is a nice word for cooking, and friends who are interested in cooking would be your culinary friends. I hope that answers that. All right. I'm not quite sure if people are still writing and answering this. If you are, continue, no problem. But if not, then we'll continue on and do some idioms if I have the slide. I love it when, I put so much effort into this and then somehow it's all bonkers. Okay, whatever. It's what you get when you're a control freak, perfectionist. So let's see. Let me find my idioms. I think these are them. This is looking pretty good. I used to go to a cooking school. Culinary means cooking. Exactly. Oh, I need to move. Pop over to here. Ta-da. Okay, so here's some nice idioms that we can use in relation to Thanksgiving. So we have a lot of love going on today, huh? All right, so let's see. So count your blessings is 1. Stuffed to the gills. 3, break bread. I am Indian. Well, welcome to you in India, from India. We're learning about Thanksgiving today. And number 4, have a lot on your plate. All right, here are our definitions. A, be very tasty. B, share a meal. C, appreciate what you have. And D, extremely full after eating. Okay, so number one, count your blessings. Which one works best? Which definition matches? So here we have our idioms, and there we have our definitions. Which one works best? In Milan, there are special places that provide food to poor people that are not able to get by. Yes, and I think that that's a wonderful place to volunteer. In English, we often call these soup kitchens, even if they don't just provide soup. But but basically soup kitchens, this is where you can go and help out the poor people who don't have a lot to eat. All right, Yelena is saying one is C, Yuki saying one is C, Karina saying one is C, and one is C. So count your blessings to appreciate what you have. So on Thanksgiving, often we take a moment to count our blessings because many of us have really wonderful things that happen in our life. Okay. So what do we have for number two? Stuffed to the gills. What can you tell me? Stuffed to the gills. Thank you everyone for participating in this. Yuki, all right. Laura is saying D, Lorena D. Who else has an answer for me for this one? What can you say? Stuffed to the gills. Lorena and Yuki have said D. Okay. Yes, Alessio too as well. D. So stuffed to the gills, you extremely full after eating. So after Thanksgiving, you're stuffed to the gills. Stuffed to the gills. All right. Number three, break bread. What can you tell me for that? Number one was C. Number two is D. Number three, what is that? 3, Yuki saying B, Lorena saying B, Alessia's going with B. To break bread with something is absolutely B, which is to share a meal. We broke bread together. It's kind of old school. It's not like you would say when you went to lunch with someone, oh, we broke bread. It actually sounds a little biblical somehow. Yeah. All right. So, but that is another way of saying that you ate someone. So maybe if you want to be sort of clever, we broke bread together. We ate dinner together. All right, Yuki, thank you. And Lorena for keeping us on track for A. So to have a lot on your plate, you're very busy. So if you have a lot on your plate, it doesn't mean you're eating or anything, but you have a lot going on at work. Your kids have tons of things going on at school. The holiday season, a lot of people have a lot on their plate. You have different parties to attend and Christmas dinners and all kinds of different things. So you have a lot on your plate, meaning you're very, very busy. All right, so I am hoping that I have another trivia question for you. And I think I have seen this slide, so I think it's going to be okay. So let's see, let me try to pull up this slide for you. And I guess this is going to be 9. We'll see. No, I need trivia. It's so out of context here. Okay, hold on. No, that's not the one. Not that one. Not that one. Trivia 1. It's really, I have no idea what's going on. I thought that I saw it. I'm so sorry, folks. And it's saying, trivia 2. Oh, that was it. That was it. That was it. No, it's not. Okay. Nearly, hopefully. Thought that I'd seen it. I think this is it. Yes, this is it, but it's not labeled correctly. Okay, here we go. Our second trivia question of the day. This one in the visual representation. So what unusual sport became associated with Thanksgiving in the late 1800s? Was it A, ice skating, B, horse racing, C, football, or D, baseball? What do you think? Which sport became associated with Thanksgiving in the late 1800s? And I've got Alessio saying C, and Kaluna saying C. And let's see, anybody else want to take a guess? What do you think? Which one became very popular in the late 1800s? So that's going to be like 1780, 1790, something like that. Right? No, the 1800s. No, I think I'm telling you crazy things. 1892 to 1800s. Yes, I always mix that because when you talk about the century, then you always go back one. So like the 20th century was 19, the 18th century was 17. But when you say the 1700s, you mean 17 blah, blah, blah. So 18 something. So like 1880, 1890. Now I'm on track. I don't know why. That's something that I always confuse. Okay, everyone's saying C. Yelena's is being a little bit of a rebel and saying D. And let's see. So the actual answer, believe it or not, is horse racing. So in the late 1800s, horse racing events were popular Thanksgiving traditions before football became common. So first it was horse racing and then it became football at some point. I thought that was kind of funny. I'd never heard of that. It's kind of random. All right, let's find out what kind of holiday person you are. And let me get rid of this slide, remove, and let me figure this out here. Okay, so I have several different types of holiday people since we are kind of venturing now into the holiday season. And it will take me just a minute since these are all out of order. I think, there we go. This is the one. All right, so what kind of holiday person are you? Are you A, the planner or a planner? So probably if you're a planner, you already know what everyone is getting. You know exactly, you got everything down to a T. Everything looks good. Everything is organized. Everything is on track. Are you B, the last minute organizer? So Christmas is on the 24th, Christmas Eve. So 23rd, you're like, okay, I need to do stuff. Are you C, the chill guest? You're not getting into any of this organizing stuff. Or D, the avoider of drama. Maybe, you know, we need like an E. You're like in the middle of the drama. We need that one too. So what can you tell me? So Kaluna is saying that she is A, the planner. Okay, keep everyone track. You're bringing this, I'm bringing that, I'm doing this. Karina as well, keeping everything. Alessia is also an A. Lorraine is a chill guest. All right, so Lib, you are new to our community. Hello, hello. Last minute organizer. Okay, so kind of, we need all of these personality types, I think. Yuki's a planner and Carmen is the chill guest with Lorena. All right, super cool. All right, so yeah, nobody's just deciding to be the avoider of drama, the planner for Yelena as well. All right, so then let's move on to the next point. I have a couple of questions for you, I hope. So let's see, otherwise I'm reading these guys. Let's see if I can find it. And I think that this is it there because there's only two. All right. I should have added something to it. Oh, excuse me. I need to move over to here. Pardon. All right. So number one, can you give an example from a holiday that shows your personality style? So some of you have said you're the planner, you're the chill guest, you're the last minute planner or the last minute doer of things. So can you think of a time where that kind of showed, where you were that type of? Okay, sorry. I hope you can hear and see me now. I should not touch any buttons ever. It's just, a fact. No buttons ever. No, I'm just going to be like this. Okay, so what can you tell me if you have a story from a time when you had a holiday event and your personality style really showed through? Thank you. Thank you, Yuki. Or you can answer number 2, do holiday celebrations in your family usually go smoothly? Or if there's tension, how do you deal with it? Because like I said, sometimes some of us live in very harmonious, very families, but the majority of us don't. You don't get to pick your family. It's not friends. So sometimes you have personality clashes where things kind of don't really work. And so do holiday celebrations in your family usually go smoothly? Are you usually in a harmonious environment? Or if there is tension, then how do you deal with it? So what can you tell me? What sorts of ways, what's going on in your family? My family is very divided. So I have either very conservative or very liberal family. And so, yeah, you just kind of keep them apart from each other. So, especially nowadays with politics in the United States, it's really, complicated. So what about in your family? Do you have personality clashes? Do you have anything like that going on? What would you like to share? And I'm not sure if anybody is writing anything. Of course, no drama. So I will give you a second to kind of figure that out. And in the meantime, I will share with you my new little gadget that I bought. I bought this little guy. Oh, let me see if I can turn him on. So it's a timer, so I can set it. I'm going to give us 1 minute to answer this. And then I have a little timer so that if I add people to live streams, then I don't have to be the bad guy. I can say, okay, let's talk for 10 minutes. And then this little guy will go off after 10 minutes and I don't have to be the bad person. So I bought that yesterday, my little child-like contraption here. I decorate my Christmas tree on November 1st, really so early. Wow. And is your Christmas tree real or is it artificial? And when do you take your Christmas tree down? I'm curious about that. So we have 25 seconds. It's always difficult to choose the topic you want to talk about during the celebration, right? And there are lots of topics you shouldn't bring up, right? So it's kind of complicated. Holidays can be kind of sticky. So we have 8 seconds left, and then we have this nice little, let's see. Okay, so I don't have to be a bad person anymore. Say goodbye to people. First, a little tension, but later it becomes relaxing. Yes, so wine can typically help or hurt that situation. That is for sure. All right, let's move on to ways to express gratitude, because that is kind of the whole point of the season. Yes, let's do that. Let's see. I don't get along with my parents and sister. I don't go to any parties or celebrations for them, but I love my relatives. So I always go to their parties with my handmade cakes. Oh, that's sweet, Yuki. Yes, I'm sorry. During celebration holidays, I don't mind helping out. And in the case of tension, I take care of the kitchen. I clean everything. That's a good idea. Make yourself busy so you don't have to get dragged into it. Lorena, that's so smart. Very clever, lady. Very, very clever. Okay, let's move on. Let's see. My Christmas tree is artificial, but I take a lot of time because of the lights. Karina, send me a picture. I'm dying to see it. And if you have any tips for adding lights, please let me know, because I am the worst and it drives me crazy. I don't like it when you have the branches and you see the cable. Like, I try to hide it, but I'm not good at it. So, and I only decorate half a tree. I don't know if any of you know my Christmas tree from the past 2 years, but we now have one gigantic tree, and I have one half of the tree and Peter has the other half of the tree because we're a blended family, and they do colorful and we do white and clear and silver. So yeah. So how to decorate half a Christmas tree with lights. That's important. All right, let's see. Let's move on to another poll. Like I said, talking about gratitude. And I would be grateful if I hit the right poll. That's not it. Or is it? Nope. Nope. Yes. There we go. You like my white decor. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We used to decorate the Christmas tree on December 8th. Okay. So, but you no longer do that. Oops. I need to hop over. Excuse me. Here we go. Okay, on December 8th, I think that's a good time. Like for me, about between the 5th and the 9th, and after that, I'm like, this tree needs to go up. I get all nervous. It's so pathetic. All right, so let's see. What can you tell me? How do you like to express gratitude? A, writing notes. B, saying it out aloud. So aloud is like so that someone hears it. You can say gratitude within and you don't say it. Aloud, you hear it. C, helping others. And D, private reflection, where you think of it on your own. Maybe sort of meditate to it. I just pulled out my artificial tree. Nice. I remember your Christmas tree last year. It was so beautiful. Thank you, Lorena. We'll put it up. We're heading actually to Ibiza. So we'll be live next week in Ibiza. But then when we get back, then I will do it as fast as possible. So I'm already kind of itching for it, even though it's the 26th. So I should chill. But all right. Okay, so let's see what you have to say. So Yelena is saying C, helping others. Yeah, I think C is a wonderful way. Show gratitude. If you have, then give. So I think that's a really, really nice thing to share gratitude in that sort of way. We used to go to my parents' house for Christmas. We are 5 sisters, but now they are not because they died. Oh, I'm sorry. Each have their own family. So I tried to celebrate with my own family. Oh, Karina, that must have been so lovely to grow up in such a big family and to have all of those sisters around you. Oh, I'm so sorry, sweetie. So lots of people saying, see, helping others, show your gratitude. If things have come to you in a nice way, give back to others. Yeah, I think so too. I like that. Yeah, this is very much the spirit of our community here, I find. Okay, so moving on to some phrasal verbs. I'm probably going to have to scoot myself over to the other side of the stage here. Maybe not. Let's see. Let's see if I even have a slide. This is the $1 million question here. Yep, we do. We have them. All right, and I'm in the right spot. So we're making progress here. Oops, there was an issue. Maybe not. It spoke too soon. Let's see. Phrasal verbs. There we go. Let's go. Come on. We're gonna work today. All right. There we go. Okay. Phrasal verbs. Here we go. All related to Thanksgiving. Give thanks for, pass around, bring together, and dig in. Okay. So A, unite people. B, start eating enthusiastically. C, share food or objects. D, express gratitude. Okay, so we have these phrasal verbs match up here and then matching them down there. What can you tell me works best for give thanks for? Give thanks for something. Give thanks for. So I'm giving thanks for all of you. I'm giving thanks that you're all here today and every week. So thank you. Which one works best with number 1? I guess maybe you're already answering these. No. maybe not. No. So let's see. What can you tell me? Give thanks for. Lorena's going with D. Okay. Yuki's D question mark. Yeah. Okay. So ladies, absolutely. Karina, 1D, give thanks for. Expressed gratitude. Give thanks for the good that comes your way. Number 2, pass around. Pass around. Which one works best for this? This is what you do at Thanksgiving. Yeah, okay, I'll tell you in a minute. Which one works best for pass around? Okay, Yuki and Michaela are going with C. And that is correct. Yeah, to pass around. We pass around, you share food or an object. So we pass around the salt. We pass around the potatoes. You pass around food when you're sitting at a table so that everybody gets to take some from it. You can pass around an object. Maybe somebody says, oh, I found grandma's glasses. I don't know what to say. And so, oh, take a look. And so, or you pass around a photo, for example. You pass around your cell phone to share a video. So whenever you share something around with someone, you pass around something. Okay, Michaela and Yuki, keeping me on track. Thank you, my dears. Bring together. 3 is A, absolutely. Bring together. So to unite people. So you bring together your family to enjoy a nice Thanksgiving meal. And yeah, when you bring people in they're together. All right, so let's see. Number 4, last but not least, dig in. Is B, to start eating enthusiastically. A lot of people complain that in the English language, you don't really have a nice thing that you say before you eat. In German, you say Guten Appetit. In French, I think Bon Appetit, I guess. In Italian, I'm sure you say something. Oh, I'm not sure, but I would imagine. Maybe in Spanish, I have no idea. Yuki, in Japanese, do you say anything? In Spanish and Argentinian, Anna, if you're still here, what do you say before you eat? In the States, we don't really have anything. You can say dig in, but it doesn't really sound very classy. It doesn't sound very nice somehow. So you're just sort of like, oh yeah, okay. All right, everybody's got something. So bon appetito. Thank you, guys. Yeah, so I mean, in Germany, you really say that. So guten Appetit. And it's a nice way of starting a meal, I find. In Turkey, it's ready. Let's dig in. Oh, what do you say in Japanese? So itadakimasu. 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 Buen provecho. Buen provecho or provecho? Yelena, thank you very much in Serbian. So Prajatno. So in English, we are so uncultured. And we need to have a nice thing to be able to say before we eat. But is Peru, in Peru. Okay, provecho, provecho? I don't know, I'm not sure, in Peru. In Korean as well. Okay, so that's similar, very similar to in Argentina. Okay, cool. Yeah, we don't have that. And dig in, you could say, but like if you were having dinner with King Charles, don't say that. It sounds cute. The J is usually is a Y. Okay, so the J is like in German. Okay, so priyatno, I think, I hope. Thank you for teaching me something. So lots of nice ways to be able to say enjoy your meal. In other languages, not so much. You could maybe say enjoy your meal, but usually people just look around. Everyone has something. You just start eating. Thank you, Yelena, sweetie. All right, so let's move on to some more. No, not that. Hold on. Sorry, where are we? We just did that. Okay, we just did our phrasal verbs. So let's move on to, let's do this one. So I have a video for us because in the States, a lot of people are religious. And so, okay, itadaki itadaki masu means appreciate for food. So appreciation for food. Nice. Yeah, we need something. I don't know. Maybe we could create something here and try to get it to like stick and to work and to be used in the English language. So let me try to find my video. Let me try to find that video file. And like I said, yes, we're doing this. A lot of people in the States happen to be pretty religious. And so when you go to a meal before dinner, people pray. And so here we have the situation where, just as an idea, oops, yes. So my question to you, I cannot even read it. People often pray before a meal, especially during the holiday season or holiday gatherings with family. What do you think that they are praying for? Is this a common practice in your country? So do you pray before you eat? Do you only pray before special meals? And what kinds of things do you think that people are saying in such a prayer, just as a way to practice our language skills? Yeah. What can you tell me? What do you think that they're praying for? And do you do this in your culture? And I will drink a little bit of my non-coffee coffee. What can you tell me? Because where I come from in the United States, people pray pretty much before every meal. A lot of families do. In the southern part of the United States, people are very religious, very Christian. And so they do pray quite a lot before meals, before they eat. So it's not an uncommon thing to see. And so maybe people are praying for to give thanks for the food. It could be that people are praying for loved ones that can't make it to the dinner. Lots of different things. And I don't want to take this away from you. I don't know if people are writing or if I should continue. So this is the sort of maddening thing that I talk about every week that I wish we had on this platform, where I could see if you're writing, and then I know to just be calm and wait for it to see what you have to say. Yeah. Maybe someone is ill and they're praying for them as well to get better. I'll continue because I'm not quite sure if people are writing or if I am or not. So then that way we can continue, and I will read whatever you write afterwards. Okay. If it pops up. No pressure. You don't have to write. I just want to give you a fair opportunity here to be able to express yourselves. So I'm going to move over. This is our last slide for the day. So let's see. Let me find our last slide. Nope, I need to move over to the other side. And sticking with gratitude, doop, like that. I do not pray before a meal, but sometimes we say that we are lucky people because we have something to eat. Yes. Okay. Yeah. I mean, in prayer, pray to God, give thanks. It can be to anything, I think. It doesn't have to necessarily be a religious thing. It could just be acknowledging the good that has come your way. I believe more in that, just sort of being like, wow, here we are eating this amazing food. We've been able to do this and that kind of thing. Thank you, Anna, for sharing. All right, taking a look at number 1, what comes to mind when you hear the word gratitude? What do you think of when you hear the word gratitude? Thank you for food, to whom prepared dishes for anything. Yes, took the time to do it. Absolutely. Pray for the future cleaner. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, But so what comes to mind when you hear the word gratitude? Anything specific pop into mind? I somehow like picture someone giving flowers or something of that nature. We pray before we have dinner and make what is a brindis for the family we are. What is a brindis? I don't know if that's a time it. Do you see the other comments? I don't see any comments. No, I don't. I only see Lorena, yours, Karina, Anna, Yuki. I don't know. Maybe something weird has happened. That's so strange. Yelena, yeah. Thank you for asking, Lorena. I guess something strange is going on. Yuki, Michaela, Alessia. No, yeah, no, I didn't. I saw Yuki just now. Michaela, no. And Alessio, no. Thank you for letting me know. I have no idea what's going on. I don't, to have a warm bed, hot water, take a bath. I can only see my comments. Okay, Yelena, the reason why you can only see your comments is you're on this one. You're not on the horizontal one. If you want to see all the comments, sweetie, you need to go out and then click on the other thumbnail. I'm not going to do this anymore. This is too much of a nightmare. And it seems like it invites very strange people into our community. And nobody wants that. So let's not do this. From now on, it'll be one thing and I'm getting rid of this. This does not make sense. So yes, thank you, Lorena, for letting me know that there seemed to be an issue. Yuki, I see your comments again. I don't know what was going on, but yeah. Michaela, I'm sorry. Alessio, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I don't know what's going on. And I will just stick with this one horizontal format. We're good. It's fine. Not this double thumbnail where it's difficult to see which one you're on. And Yelena, if that bothers you that you can only see your comments, then you can switch pretty easily to the other thumbnail. All right, number 2, name one thing that you're grateful for today. I'm grateful that the majority of my slides worked. No, I'm grateful. I worked out today. I was on my machine for like 2 hours today. I'm super grateful that I had the time and the energy to be able to do that. I was able to run to the city right before our lesson and return something and got to go on my bike. Hello, Omid. Nice to see you. Welcome. So I'm grateful to be able to live in a city and to live in a house where I'm super close to the city, and I can do that. I'm super grateful that all of you have shown up today and participated so nicely. That always is a big, big joy for me because I love doing this, and without you, it doesn't really make sense. So happy about that. I have lots to be grateful for today. I am sure if we are in a situation where I'm missing people's comments again. I am a lucky person to have a beautiful English class. Yes, we're all lucky to have each other. Very, very lucky. So happy and lucky to have this wonderful community. Terry, I'm grateful for today to participate in this live lesson. Thank you, Terry, for being here. Thank you, thank you. All right. If anybody else wants to share anything, you're more than welcome to do so. Otherwise, I will hop on down to number 3. What is something that you're grateful for that you have learned in English? So what is something, I'm kind of curious to hear. Maybe there was something that you struggled with a lot when in learning English, but now you know it and you're like, yes, I know it. I'm grateful to be here with all of you. Yes, we're all so, so lucky to have found each other. Extremely lucky. Michaela, grateful to live in a free country. Yes, in a free country, absolutely. I am watching A Handmaid's Tale right now, and I'm like a free country where women have the right to do what they want. I need to add that one to it, because that's a really, if anybody has seen that Amazon Prime, I guess, series, it's intense. I am grateful for having this amazing teacher. Thank you, sweetie. So grateful for having you and this lovely community. 100% Could not be more grateful. Absolutely. All right, moving on to number 4. Thank you everyone for your sharing your gratitude. Who in your life are you most grateful for and why? I think that's hard. It's a hard question. When I was about to go home tonight, my car battery was dead. Oh, Yuki, you're having such a week. And the engine wouldn't start. A mechanic from my car dealership who happened to be there helped me all by himself. Oh, that's so sweet. And Yuki, this week is nearly over, sweetie. You poor thing. Grateful to be healthy. Yes, yes. So we can be grateful for our community. We can be grateful for the people in our life, for being healthy, for people who help us in difficult situations. Absolutely. Anybody that you can think of who you're most grateful for? I think I'm most grateful for my kids because they've taught me a lot about myself. Maybe not a lot of good things. I feel like with my kids, I learned I'm really not that patient. I'm really not as tolerant as I thought. I'm way more of a control freak. But on the other hand, I don't know. I just love them so unconditionally. So they've really taught me love as well. So yeah, I'm done with this, Miss Yuki. Honestly, I'm sending you the best vibes ever. Everything is going to be good now. Oh, you poor thing. Grateful for you, Yelena. So grateful. I'm grateful to have a good family. Absolutely. I'm also grateful for Peter. Also taught me love. Loves me in a way that nobody has ever loved me, and it's a really wonderful thing to experience. So I'm grateful for my healthy family. Nice, Natalia. Absolutely. And you've had a tough year too, last year. All right. So if anybody wants to add anything with that, you're more than welcome to do so. We're ending this lesson today on kind of a funny, sort of silly note. So let me jump back into this full screen here and add our last banner for the day. And here we go. So if you could invite only 3 people, living or dead, to a Thanksgiving meal, who would you choose? Ta-da! So, or it doesn't have to be 3 people. It can just be 1. If you think of someone, who would you like to have Thanksgiving dinner with? Who do you find interesting, living or dead? I'm grateful for my parents, my family, and friends. I'm grateful for life, for health, and for my family. Yes, I'm grateful for health. I'm grateful to live on this planet, to be able to hopefully do good things, for the opportunity to do good things. So last question of the day, our last banner question. Peter loves you like a real German, sincerely and respectfully. Yeah, and sometimes a little like a real German. Yeah, he's it's funny. Yeah, he does. It's really kind of cute. So yeah, a little Peter fish. Okay. I'll stop being a 14-year-old. All right. If you could invite any 3 people, living or dead, to a Thanksgiving meal, who would you choose? Or any people in general? I would love my dad. I mean, he's no longer here. I would love my grandmother. Okay, let's say all of my relatives, because then that's, yeah. Let's say all of my relatives that are no longer here. I just saw a lot recently, so that's okay. Not to say anything strange. Who else? Who would be interesting? I think there are a lot of interesting people. It is so cute. He proves most of the German stereotypes, right? He does. He does. Absolutely. So yeah. Who would you like to have dinner with? Who are some interesting characters that are alive today or were alive in the past that you think, gosh, I really want to ask them questions, and what would you want to ask them? Can you think of anyone? Sometimes these questions are cool, but they're hard when you're asked on the spot. So Anna, my parents who passed away some years ago. Yes, definitely. I get that. We want to have our relatives, the people who are no longer with us. my grandparents, my sister, my brother, lots, my father and my grandparents. Okay. And aside from family, aside from people that, friends and family, then maybe we could say like interesting people. I would like me to invite you to share my Christmas turkey, Jen. Welcome to Peru. Oh, I would love that. Oh, that would be so fun. I would absolutely love that. That would be so fun, Karina. Oh, thank you for the invitation. Thank you to try your amazing turkey. Some family ancestors to reconnect with my roots. That's a cool one. But Michaela, how far back in your family tree would you want to go? Are we talking like more like grandparents and that kind of thing? Or are we talking about like great, 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 great? Like really long ago. How far back in your roots do you want to go? I would love grandparents and a good friend that passed away many years ago. Yes, Alessio, I hear you. My German host father and my grandparents. Nice. Great, great, great. That would be so cool. Yes. I'm always so fascinated by this subject because I'm adopted. So my kids are really the first blood family that I've ever had. So anything that I see with them that I recognize from myself or from my ex-husband, that makes it like, okay, so that's how that works. Because I've always looked totally different than everyone in my family. Character-wise, everybody says that I'm just like my adoptive father. Character-wise, we were always super in sync. So I don't know, I'm always curious. Great, great, great. That'd be so cool to see. So cool. I'm with you, Michaela. My family, parents, siblings who are abroad. Okay, that's nice. My mother and grandparents who passed away. I would meet with them one time. Yes, you'd like to. Yes, I get that. Definitely. All right, folks. So this is our little Thanksgiving lesson. I appreciate very much you spending an hour and 40 minutes together with us today. Thank you. Thank you very much for being part of this community. And I hope that next time we see each other in this room, I will decorate these trees and for Christmas. And otherwise, I will see you next week when we're on Ibiza. Thank you, Michaela. I would like to invite John Lennon. Ooh, Elvis Presley and Maradona. That's an interesting combination. Love it. Very fun. That would be such a fun evening. If you say accept family, yes. Okay. My chef and pastry chef from my culinary school, who I respect the most, and you to my dinner. Oh, thank you, sweetie. I would love to come. I've been invited to 2 dinners. Nice, nice. Thank you, Lorena. Hello, Siam. Welcome and so long and farewell. We'll be back next week on YouTube. Tuesday will be at 4:30 p.m. Central European Time. If you take a look at whatever 4:30 p.m. is in Germany and compare it to the time in your country, that's the time. And an hour and a half earlier on Wednesdays at 3 p.m. So with a full English lesson. So thank you to everyone who's joined. Have a nice weekend too. Alessio, take care. Thank you, Yuki. Thank you for your patience with the different little mistakes that we had in this lesson today. Happy Thanksgiving. I wish you all the best. Please know how grateful I am that each and every one of you show up regularly, create community, and do something nice with this technology that we have all been given. So I wish you all the best. Dankeschön. Take care. Bye.